Welcome to Church of the Chair, where we celebrate all the things we do while seated. I'm your host, E, here today with my co-host, Chad Lutzke, and we are working on a collaborative novel called Planet Caravan. The point of this series is to offer solidarity, to demystify the process, or just give you someone to work with or quietly chill with. We're here for 3 hours every day from 9 to 12. We're usually late because we're talking behind the scenes. But anyways, we do get on here, we do the work, and that's all that matters. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jordan. I saw you. Once again, sorry for being late, but yeah, we get to talking, and it doesn't matter how early we come on. Like if we get together at like 8:30, we still end up talking talking overtime. But yeah, good morning, Jordan. How you doing today? It doesn't look like you got anything else done, correct? I'm just checking.
No,
Okay.
I don't think that you're caught up with what I did do.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure I am. Hold up. No, that's down in the dark. That's after that. Actually, if you got your no, your cursor's all the way down there. Hang on.
I got it right now. If
All
you want
right.
to click on my.
There we go. Yeah, I read all this. All the way down to the changed ending. Yeah. I want to take a line. So yeah, I read all this yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no problem with it.
I left pretty much all that dialogue in there. And then yeah, I took out all of the because he does have gloves, and there was talk of like you don't have
Yeah,
gloves and stuff like
I
that.
saw that. Yeah. Um, good fix.
And I tried to demonize Buzzard a little bit here to give us start to establish why he's our new antagonist.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do. I don't know if we're going this. If I'm going to do it like in the next chapter or what, but we need the first phone call to pop up here sometime soon. I mean, also the timeline is getting crazy because he's only been here. We are almost 50,000 words into this book, and we are still on day one of him being with the carnival.
Yeah.
So we do have the section with let's see here. We have enough stuff going on that it's interesting. Like we have and I probably need to actually expand on the raid too. But yeah,
Well, we have the sub. I don't know that it's a subplot. It's an event with Carla, but coming up with some kind of cool like side story subplot thing that the
yeah,
where it puts the rest of the stuff kind of on the back burner. I mean, the tension is still looming, but if we can have something that becomes a kind of a large part of our story, which I don't think we've constructed any ideas for that yet, other than just the tension, sexual tension between the kids, and then Buzzard. But
sorry. That is
what?
a line that automatically set off warning alarms. Sexual
Well, they
tension.
are
I
kids.
know. I understand what you're saying. It's just like automatically those like that string of words is just automatically made me go, It's like actually the first thing that came to mind was that scene in It. But anyway,
Jeez. Yeah.
that's the. It was like,
There was no tension there. They just
I,
went for it.
yes, yes. It's still it. Hey Derek, thanks for re-upping, man. 28 months. Good God, you've been a member for over 2 years. 2 years and 4 months, dude. I appreciate it. Uh, and good morning. How you doing, Derek? But okay, so uh, I guess we can hold on. The thing is, I mean, we're over the halfway mark, and we haven't even done the first phone call. We haven't done. It's just I'm thinking of I want this stuff to happen naturally, but this is the reason why I keep saying that we're looking at something that's probably going to be 80 to 90,000. If I were to write it, it would be 80 to 90,000. So and that's completely fine as long as it's under 120. We're fine. But also, I'm shocked, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm just shocked that we are this far into this, and we haven't even gotten yeah. I don't know how else to put it other than we haven't gotten the first phone call.
Well,
So we got to have a time jump at some point in time.
You don't think it's boring? Do
No,
you?
not at all. But
Okay.
but then again, I'm also too close to it. So I mean,
Yeah.
if I were to go back and read it now, I have no idea how I would feel about it. But I don't think it's boring. I think everything is so interesting, especially when you get to the carnival, that this whole section is just going to blow by with him bouncing around, meeting the different people and whatnot, and not getting some boring ass tour where, someone's walking him around going, hey, this is Carla at the bumper cars. Hey, this is Kay. He works on the Ferris wheel. This is Buzzard, the boring shit like that. Everything's happening naturally, and I love that. But I also want to get this phone call because Cassidy's going to be worried about him. He hasn't been home all night. He hasn't been home all day. So, a quick phone call, like, I don't know. We don't want it late at night. So maybe the next morning after he runs the bumper cars for the first time, which is what he's about to do, we can jump forward to that and have him, either like maybe he goes into town with other people to get supplies. Mingo sends him, and he makes the phone call. And Cassidy, a pretty, short phone call because he doesn't have a whole lot of money on him. We can even have a section where he has to go in and get change for the money that he's already been paid. Then he can go in, get change, and then calls Cassidy. I think I might do that today. I don't know. I can see it pretty clearly. Calls Cassidy, and Cassidy's like, where the hell, where are you, kind of deal. And he's like, yeah, I'm not coming back, but I will keep calling, so keep answering the phone to set up. I think I want to do 3 phone calls. We have the one where, just the checking in, the first one. The middle one would be like, dude, they know did you take the coke kind of thing? Cassidy, and then the final one when he calls and Trav answers the phone. And then that will set up everything else in motion. I'm still not sure how the fuck they're going to find them. Because I get stuck on things like that. I know you're a little more lax with things like that, like with 3 Smile Mile with the hotel. So we can certainly leave it a mystery, but I get stuck on things like that. So I don't know if we can explain it without,
Yeah, as long as it's organically and not an info dump,
right.
like the end of a James Bond film, like the
It's
evil plan is.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of want to build that up. It's like maybe even something to the next time he calls Salt Jordan. Jordan, you don't have to be okay. I love you to death. Okay, I love you to death. You don't have to be a member and a sub over on Twitch. You don't have to do both. I appreciate you, but I didn't tell Derek because Derek can't. Derek's having problems over on Twitch. They won't accept his payment. But with you, please, you don't have to give me. That's over $10 a month that you're spending on me. I know you like the entertainment, but please.
You can spend it on me, man.
All right. If you're fine, I'm just saying. I don't want you guys, coming out of pocket every month for 2 different things when the only thing I'm doing over here is the writing streams, and most of my content's over on Twitch now. But anyways, thank you, Jordan. Love your face. I appreciate you. I really do. I might sound kind of like, oh, this sucks, but no, I really do appreciate you. It's just, yeah. I'm not worthy. But anyways, okay, so what I want to do next is I want to have a night with him doing the bumper cars. And, hey, Suli, how you doing? I watch you for hours you do. Yes, you do. I mean, you spend at least 20 hours with me every week. I appreciate it. Okay, if you're getting your value, fuck it. You're getting your value. I'm not going to harp on you anymore. So thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Suli, how you doing? But anyways, so my people are way too good to me. Back on track. What I want to do today is I want to do a night of him working the bumper cars. Making I don't know what's going to happen. See if I can make it interesting. I'm just going to try it. And then the following morning, him going into town with like a group of people, maybe Sam, maybe even Kay, I don't know. And them going to town to shop for supplies, maybe toiletries or whatever it might be, because they do that. They stop off and they do outings to run errands and whatnot. And then he can use a payphone, call Cassidy, and then they can have their initial, maybe even a little bit heartfelt there at the end. Him getting weepy, and Cassidy's like, "When are you coming home?" And maybe he doesn't want to tell him right away that he's not never coming back. That
Mm-hmm.
his plan is to stay away forever. I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you feel about that? Do you want him to lead Cassidy on and leave it open?
Yeah, probably. Just like,
Probably. Okay. Yeah.
right now I'm just doing my own thing.
Right.
Um, but but Cassidy knows deep down that he's probably never gonna
Yeah. But
show his face.
Cassidy's also never lost anybody but dogs, so maybe I can work something like that in. Like I don't know. He's like he will just like blindly believe him, and then the next call could like actually literally start like, "You're not coming back, are you?" Like Shane can be really excited about something that's happened, and he's
Mm-hmm.
telling Cassidy on the second phone call, and Cassidy can be quiet and whatnot, kind of puzzling it out in his own head, and then finally he drops something like, "You're not coming back, are you?" And I think that would be a punch. I think that would
Yeah.
be a good line, but we'll get to that stuff eventually. Um, it's just, yeah. Uh, I have this problem a lot where, especially in books that aren't horror or action and any of that stuff, wondering if this stuff is enough to keep people interested. And so far, I'm still interested. So obviously, it's still interesting, because I usually judge because I'm very picky about my pacing, and so
Mm-hmm.
far I haven't had any pacing issues with anything that we've done. Always good, my dude. Looking forward to the next book. Awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to. Like you were saying, you're just standing too close to see,
Yeah.
and it's hard to tell when something is because you see a bigger picture and you're not like reading it.
Hmm.
Um, it's sometimes it's hard to. And I'd rather cut it sooner than overstay my welcome. That's why I
Yeah.
did the Skullface book. I was 40,000 words into Skullface Boy, and I was like, if I wanted, I have no problem having this be the halfway point.
Yeah.
I,
And I would have
I'm
fucking loved that, you
I'm
monster.
loving it, but I'd rather. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, this is great. This is great." Okay, it's time to because even if you, like just about every concert I've been to, seeing some of my favorite bands, at about the 2 hour mark, you can start to be like, "Okay, guys, I love you and everything, but an encore is." If this is your last song, I'm okay with that. I'm ready to go home.
Yeah. I agree with you to a point, but every single one of your books, I have been like, I want more. There's never been a time where I've been like, okay, it can end here and that's fine. I've always been like, fuck, I don't have any more book.
Yeah.
It's every single last one of them. It doesn't matter how long. Skullface Boy, 100%, man. I was like, I want more of this. I want more Levi. I want,
Yeah.
and just remembering the name of the character for me, I've read so much since I've read it. Just remembering certain scenes as vividly as I do, like the werewolf, and that's not a spoiler. I promise you, that's not a spoiler. Just those scenes. It just I don't know, man. It sticks in my head. It's one of those things I will never forget that I read and enjoyed, and I keep coming back to it at least once a year. I've read it. I don't know how many times at this point. I want to say at least four, and I don't remember when I first read it, but I always end up coming back to it, and I always have fun with it. But yeah, every single time it's like, fuck, I wish there was more. I've even thought about asking you for a sequel, but I don't know what you would do with it. I do love the way it ended. Don't get me wrong, because I was expecting tragedy. I was expecting horrible shit, and
I've
I do
I've
like the way.
tried to I've tried to think of I've tried to think of a sequel, but I love the ending so much that with the whole smile and stuff
Yeah,
that I'm like, if I do a sequel, will it ruin it? And then I thought about doing Skullface Girl and having some other kind of not like a retelling, but from a female's
yeah,
perspective, but like there's still someone else out
right,
there,
yeah.
and this is their journey, yet it's different, but it's still got all the weird David Lynch,
Yeah.
oddball meetings and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll ever do that, but because I know that people would like that, but I can't help but think that it would ruin
It
Skullface Boy.
it might. It might, but I tell you what I tell everybody who complains about reboots and whatnot and how they ruin the original source material. The original source material still
Still there.
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's just it. That's how I feel about it. But I'm definitely not gonna pressure you anything. But I am just reiterating the fact that every single one of your stories I've been like, I want more of this. You're one of those authors that I would
Well,
follow
thank you.
you through, 500 pages easily, because it doesn't feel like you're reading that many pages. When I can sit down and read your book in one sitting, and I am a very attention deficit, I usually only read for 30 minutes at a time. Then I get bored. Now, no matter how good the book is,
Mm-hmm.
and with yours, I will read for hours. Same thing with Stephen King. Same thing with Carolyn Kepnes. A bunch of other my favorites, Chuck Palahniuk. I can read all of them usually in like one or two settings, and they write 400-page books.
Mm-hmm.
With you, it takes me about 2 hours to read any one of your books, which is very
Yeah.
cool because it's like a movie. I just you sit down, experience the movie, and go on about my business. But there's still enough there to think about and latch on to and care about and whatnot.
Well,
But
thank
yeah,
you.
dude, 100%. I always want your stuff to be longer. I've never not thought that. In fact, if you go back and watch all of my videos or my reviews, I'm pretty sure. Damn fly. Every single one of them says like one of my biggest complaints is I don't have more of this book. I
It's a
don't have
very,
more of these
very,
characters.
it's a very, very common complaint.
Yeah, I know because you're fucking awesome and you don't give us enough. We want a second helping. We like the taste of your food and we would like more, please, kind sir. We're all Oliver twisting over here for you, and you're just like YOLO bitches. You're getting 35,000 words, and that's all you're getting. Like, I see how you are, Chadwick. I see how you are. Good morning, Viking. How are you doing? Oh, sorry you're late. Y'all tickle me, Pink. Yeah, it's like always apologizing because you're not here every second. It's like I understand y'all have lives. I get it. I love y'all. I do. But anyways, it's good to see you, Viking. I did, man. Hang on. Well, you don't have to hang on. There's nothing to hang on to. But I just realized, oh, this is gonna be so satisfying. Hang on. Ooh, yeah. Come on. Ah, one of my favorite things to do. I know I'm fucking weird, but you know the sticky tape thing that they put on to protect electronics or whatever, or to protect the
Yeah.
glossy whatever.
Yeah.
I love peeling those things off, man. It's one of my favorite things.
I still got one on the bottom of my PC right here.
Oh Lord, that would drive me nuts. If I saw it, I'd have to take it off. I would have to. I would just bum rush and just like, ah.
It's got dust on it and it doesn't look good. I don't know why I left it on there.
One of my favorite pastimes. It never fails. I will go down to a used bookstore or a thrift shop or the library or whatever, and I will buy books specifically because they have nice covers and they have stickers on them. Just so I can come home. I'm very particular about this. It's like a moment of zen for me, and I will sit there and I will try to peel off the sticker as slowly as possible, and it just does something for me, man. I'm sitting just like peeling, and then if I do make a mess, like if there's residue left over, then I take my sweet ass time and I'm cleaning it off with Goo Gone and trying to restore it. I should have been a book restoration person, but yeah, that's one of my zen moments. I'll put on an audiobook or some calming music or whatever, and I'll just sit there and peel stickers. It reminds me of what movie was that? Where actually it was a book. It's also in the movie, but the Langoliers. To me, how he tears the napkins. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but he tears the napkins to calm himself down. And anyways, that's pretty much it. Has the same effect on me, but taking off stickers. I like watching the glue, like spider web, and I just love the little details of it. I know I'm weird, but it's one of my favorite pastimes. Oh, anyways,
Yeah,
so
I don't remember things like that, or and especially characters' names. When you know all these Stephen King characters, it's like the only napkin I remember in a Stephen King book is the obvious one, uh, in the book that you hate, Eyes of the Dragon, that I love.
the
But yeah,
napkins that tied this shit together. Fuck off. That goddamn book,
I
man.
love that.
Anyways. But no, there's a character in the Langoliers who's OCD, and anytime he's also kind of like the sub villain, because King always has a human villain and a supernatural villain. So you have the Langoliers, who aren't really a villain as much as they're an unstoppable force. That they're doing their job, they're doing what they're eating time, eating yesterday, as it were. And then you have Toomey, who is OCD, and he has to be at a job in a certain amount of time to do. I think he screwed over his board of directors or something because of trauma he had. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go. I'm a while out and blow everybody's money." And anyways, so to calm himself down, he tears napkins. Like he'll just sit there and he'll like orgasm face while he's doing it. But yeah, that's Toomey. I think his name's Greg Toomey. But anyways, he's from the Langoliers.
I never thought of I never thought of that. King having two antagonists.
Always.
Salem's Lot is like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Shining is like that. If you count obviously the hotel as being the main antagonist.
Oh yeah, he does it on purpose. He even talks about it. He's talked about it before. It's like you always have to have a human evil to balance the supernatural evil. The only time he doesn't have that is when he writes Craig, thank you, Craig, not Greg. The only time he doesn't have that is like something like in Shawshank Redemption. But even in Shawshank Redemption, there's two evils. You have the warden. I mean, they're part of each other, kind of deal. But you have the warden and you have the main guard that ends up becoming Dufresne's not friend, but ends up using him to get his taxes done and all that stuff and save money and whatnot. And then with the body, you have them running from there's the junkyard dog Chopper, and then you also have Ace Merrill. So you always have a sub villain of some kind in a Stephen King story. Cycle of the Werewolf. Every single one of his books has this. Of course, you have the werewolf, but you also have the not only do you have the human, priest character that turns into the werewolf that's villainous. So you can call them one, but you also have, at least in the story itself, there's an abusive man also, and he always wears a wife beater. Same dude every single time. Same dude that's in Rose Matter. It's not always it's a different name, but King has an archetype in his head for bad men, and that's definitely beer belly, beer guzzling, unshaven, with wearing a tank top and black pants, and usually the good guys wear some kind of like chambray shirt at some point in time. He has a lot of stuff like that. Like Dean Koontz has his dogs and whatnot. But King purposefully puts in a main villain and a sub villain, and usually, since most of his stuff has supernatural elements, there's always an It and a Henry Bowers. There's always that balance. There's always a Jack Torrance and the hotel. There's always Straker and Barlow, from Salem's Lot. It's like that in every single one of them. And then in even Carrie, neither one of the villains in that one are supernatural. You have Margaret White, and then you have the bullies at the school. So there's always a main villain and a sub villain in everything he does. But he specifically has talked about there always needing to be a human evil along with a supernatural evil if you want a balanced experience. And yeah, so I've always done the same thing. There's always been a main villain and a sub villain. We're even doing it here. We have the family, and then we have Buzzard. So you have the big bad, and you have the equally bad but a smaller role in the thing. So Craig Toomey. Yeah. Auto Star Super Chats. Ugh. Okay. So I'm gonna do a chapter of people watching during the bumper cars. Maybe have him think about some. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna call it all in good fun. At least for now. All right. Okay. So before I get started, I've already been in this chair since 8:30. Well, no, 8:45. Yeah, I'm almost an hour in. I'm gonna go ahead so I can just come back and jump right into this. Anyways, so I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna get to work. Until then, Chad will be working, so Enjoy listening to him type.
slowly. What's my favorite book I've written that's on Amazon? Man, that's a really. Sorry, that's a really tough. I don't know that I can answer that because I like them for different reasons. Um, Skullface Boy is one of my favorites. It was just the most fun to write. If you're looking for like a gateway for my stuff, if you haven't read me before, I would say maybe Foster Homes and Flies or Stirring the Sheets. Yeah, I don't at this point. I don't know that I have a favorite because I cover different genres too, from horror to gritty crime to slice of life, coming of age, to just kind of dark literary stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know that I have a favorite. Sorry. The same Deepwater as you is a favorite of mine, but it's also a book that I would recommend to someone as being the first thing they read of mine. I think it's one of my favorites because it's more on like a personal level. But yeah, sorry, I wish I could give you like a straight up um, answer. And it depends on what you're looking for too. I don't have a lot of like straightforward horror, like maybe Cannibal Creator. It's got cannibals, it's got gore. But yeah, most of my stuff is not quite like that. Most of my stuff is horror adjacent or just dark. I can't hear you. Are you muted?
What happened? Did you get booted or something? Oh,
Yeah,
browser crash. There it is.
my browser goes, yeah. Um, when does Carla get taken?
Very next day, that morning before they open.
Okay, well, I just finished this Chow Time chapter and was heading into uh, the one where he's gonna work. Where he has to go to Buzzard, and then he works over, and then he ends up with Kay. Do you think that we should have that later and have him so that we can establish more of Carla, so that it hits harder when she's taken,
I
and
mean,
have
we
him
can. Yeah.
directly working with? Plus, I feel like Mingo would. I don't know. I haven't read any of this. I just started reading it.
Okay.
But I wrote more of the scene with Buzzard, like there's a lot of tension right now with and it's supposed we could take it out, but there's a lot of tension right now between Mingo and Buzzard and Sam and the frick is the dude's name, Shane and Buzzard.
Hmm.
So it's just weird to think that Mingo would have him work with, because he knows Buzzard's jealous. But I do want, at the same time, I want him to work with him, and particularly with Kay.
I mean, we could always explain it away by having Mingo saying, he did it to see if he would work with people that he didn't get along with or whatever. It could be any. It could be there could be a life lesson involved in it. I don't know, but he's not actually going to work with Buzzard. He's working with Kay. So maybe I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe instead of saying go work with I don't know. I get what you're saying though.
All right. Maybe I'll just have Mingo say, you know, I hate to do this, but you're gonna have to work with
Yeah,
Buzzard today.
it'd
And
be
then
it could
just
be something as simple as they're the only Buzzard's the only crew. Buzzard's crew is the only crew that's shorthanded or whatever. But the reasoning I give for him taking over the bumper cars is before you get started in this is there isn't anyone else that he can spare from any of the other rides, any of the Rousties, any of those people. There's no one he can spare, and he can't. And there's a guy that I call Veins initially in the breakfast chapter,
gross.
whose actual name is Gummy.
That's
Don't
gross
ask; it
too.
just came to me. But anyways, so Gummy actually wanted the bumper car ride.
When did that
Um,
come to you?
huh?
When did that come to you, Gummy?
Yesterday when I was writing it.
I
But
met.
and there's even a line where Shane goes, "Do I even want to know why he's called Gummy?" And Mingo says, "Yeah, you probably don't want to know that." But anyways, uh, so there's that, and then there's even more tension because Buzzard's pissed off on account of Gummy not getting the bumper cars, but Mingo's like, "Hey, I have no control. I'm not going to steal one of your guys on your crew to do this. I don't have that capability to promote him to this job because he's working for you.
Yeah.
So I got to use Shane here because I don't have anyone else that I can spare because then I'd have to train Shane to do all those jobs when I can just train him to do this simple job. So that's the argument for that part. But as far as it could be any number of things, like you said, I hate to do this, but you know, you got to
Yeah.
work with him because everyone else is full up.
Okay. Thank you, Sully. I appreciate that. Hope you enjoy it.
We are back. Hello, Connor. Man, I got a lot of Connors. I got a Connor Fugue, Connor Cummings. I got another Connor B something. But it's not like the letter B. It's like Connor B E something. I can't remember what the last word is. Hmm. Jesus Christ, all that writing and it's only like a page and a half. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm moving like molasses. I scrolled up to see how much I got done, and it's like not much.
Yeah, Connor, just go back and watch the opening of like the first couple of episodes 1, 2, and 3. We talk about it quite a bit, but yeah, it is a lot. But we're working on a carnival-themed coming-of-age story about a young man named Shane getting out of a bad situation and getting into a better one. Yeah, like Viking said, go back and watch the first few episodes. Yeah, definitely your best bet. The first 2 episodes specifically are literally just us brainstorming and outlining. That's it. So definitely go back and check those out. But certain things have changed. Some things have evolved. Some things have dropped off completely. But yeah, that is the best way to figure out what is going on. We even share our work. You're welcome. You're welcome, Connor.
Oops. Man. I'm looking at, just taking a quick break. I'm on Instagram. I'm looking at Robert McCammon's covers for his Matthew Corbett's World.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good. You know, at some point, I don't know who's responsible for it, but when they started doing ebooks and all of McCammon's stuff, have you ever seen the covers for Swan Song and all that stuff? It's the same cover, but just a different. Yeah, well, yeah, and there's not much there. You know what? That reminds me of this Lansdale.
Yes.
One of the worst covers I have is actually a Lansdale book. I get it.
This is a first. Oh, is it the one with the fish? I bet you it's the one with the fish. I'm almost certain.
But
I'm almost certain this is the one with the fish. It's the one with the fish, isn't it? The Lansdale cover?
No.
Really? Oh, that's the worst one I've seen. But anyways, yeah. This is the first edition from River City Press, which is a local, it was a local Alabama press that did this. You can see, look at this. The pages are different colors because they didn't have enough paper for the whole thing in one color. So they use some cream, some white. This isn't aging. This is the color of the pages.
Weird. That's very strange.
Yeah, but there's this little cheapo press that he had pretty much written off publishing, but he was still writing. And so he decided to go with a local press, and then he decided to come back full force. But anyways, yeah, show me yours.
Well, I was also mentioning McCammon's. I remember seeing like Swan Song and Mine and Boy's Life. They're all almost essentially the same cover. It's just different colors, and they're some of the worst covers. I mean, the Gone South, Mystery Walk, They Thirst, The Night Boat, Swan Song, Mine.
You're talking about all the ebook covers with the like one color, and it was like almost like ink and water.
It's like swirly font, the same swirly font.
Yeah,
every single book that he had written is like that, with just different color. And I remember when I first saw those thinking, what are you, dude? I will do you free covers for all of your. Whose decision was this?
It's the publisher.
Anyway, this is the Lansdale book I'm referring to.
Yeah, that ain't great.
No, I don't even really know what it is.
I got you. There's one. Lansdale actually ended up on a. There was a website that showed off the worst covers ever, and Lansdale won one of them. And I guess the person didn't realize that Joe Lansdale was kind of a big deal, So they reached out to him because the whole thing that they did was, we find garbage covers and we give you a better cover for free. We're going to pick on you. We're going to roast you, over a spit or on a spit, whatever. But we're going to offer you a free cover. Well, they reached out to Lansdale. I guess Lansdale didn't even respond to them, so they went off on a rampage. Like, I'm trying to offer this guy a new cover. He's trying to make it in this industry or whatever. He's not going to get anywhere with this cover. And the fucking comment section just completely, just like, you got to be the biggest, you got to be the stupidest. Did you not look up any of this other stuff? The man literally has a TV show. He has movies based on his work. What the fuck are you even talking about? But the cover was like, I don't know what it was for, but it was a horrible, horrible fucking Photoshop of like this lake and some trees, and then a Photoshopped animated fish that was jumping out of the water, but it didn't fit whatsoever. And then there was like a fishing pole in there, and it all looked like MS Paint. It looked like they just, not even Photoshop. It's like they just put images on top of one another.
I gotta see what this is. He usually has cool covers, man.
Yeah.
I mean, is it really that bad?
Yeah, hang on. Where is it? I'm gonna find this shit. I'm gonna find this. Man, if I could remember where that one was. Here it is. Here it is. It's called Bumper Crop.
Okay, I got a couple different versions of that one.
It is so fucking bad. You want me to share my screen? Just look for the Bumper Crop. It's like a marlin.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
With the dentures on it?
Yeah, with the dentures with the hook in it. It looks fucking terrible. I mean, look at that. That is awful. But anyways, yeah, I thought it was funny because that one ended up on.
That's strange.
That one ended up on that worst covers ever site, and the way they got roasted for trying to roast Lansdale was hilarious. But yeah, I don't know who published that shit. I have no idea. That is one of the worst covers I've ever seen. They're not wrong, but I mean, Joe Lansdale has been around, paid his dues, and he's doing well. So I don't know what the fuck they.
Yeah, that is for. It's not the worst cover I've seen, but for someone of his caliber, it is maybe the worst cover I've seen. Yeah. The version of Bumper Crop I have is the cool cornucopia with the looks like mummy head on it. Okay. That's funny. Wow. Yeah, that I'm sure that comment section that's right up there with the guy or girl who said
Crossroads did the audiobook.
Was calling out Stephen Graham Jones for writing about Indians.
Yeah, that one is hilarious. I love that one. So Crossroads Press did the that's their cover, dude. Because that's on the audiobook from Crossroads Press. That's interesting. If you look up the audiobook, that's yeah.
All right, well, no comment.
Yeah. I fucking love it. Anyways, yeah, the new one, the whatever, that Bumper Crop, the one that looked like a cornucopia with a fucking mummy on it, looks really cool. I like that one.
How in the world would Crossroad get Lansdale?
They did. It's right. I'm looking at it. I can go to Audible right now and buy it. Yeah. Get it for free if you have Prime.
Is it the same Crossroad Press?
Yeah, that's the same one. Because that's the one, it's the same folks that did, oh, shit. Hang on. Trying to find... I have to look it up. But yeah, I mean, it's the same one because they got the same emblem on it. Narrated by Winter Woody. Wow. And winter with a Y. Wintner. Wintner. Sorry, not winter. Wintner. Wintner Woody. Okay. If that name doesn't sound fake as fuck, I don't know what does. But anyway, I gotta get back to work. I got a little bit of I got something brewing. He runs into some trouble with the bumper cars. Hmm.
What's a greenhorn, dude?
Greenhorn is someone who's new to something. It's usually used on like they use it in carnival settings, but they also use it in roughneck scenarios like oil rig people. If you're new to boat work, they call you a greenhorn. There's many different professions, but
Okay.
it's used mostly in fishing, uh, carnival settings, and oil rigs.
So just a newbie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Why did I do that?
What does he mean when he says, "What can I do for you, Ruby"?
It's a mocking form of rube. Rube is an insult in and of itself because you're just talking about normies or carnival people who are not carnival folk. But Ruby is taking that insult one step further. It's like you're not even it even goes as far as calling a man a sissy kind of deal. So you would call someone a ruby because you're not even giving them not even the modicum of respect with rube. You're also questioning their manhood kind of deal. So
Okay.
I mean but that's how it's used. So I don't want to go into deeper detail, but I'm sure you understand just from that what it is, like calling someone a pussy.
So if you were to just say Rube, would it be Rube?
Yeah, RUBE is just Rube. And Rube is it's not only carnival settings like what was the name? The guy who wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Um, he called everybody a rube. It was anyone who is uneducated or not as smart as you, or so on and so forth. But in a carnival text, in a carnival context, it simply means that you're not a carny. You're not part of the. You're just a normie. Um, and then Ruby is one step farther because then you're insulting someone's. It's only used against men, and it's yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Frick. Oh, I see.
Whatever. Oh, I'm sorry your back's hurting you. Alright, take it easy, Viking. You're probably already gone, but take it easy, brother. I really only write 3.5 pages. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, I'm about to go on break too, Mr. Black Screen.
All right.
Then when I get back, we gotta wrap it up because I gotta be out of here at noon. If we can talk for a little while longer, or we can just go ahead and call it a day. Whatever. I also gotta read what you wrote today. So I'll be back.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Surprise, motherfucker. Okie dokie. Andy, Yeah, I like the. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
What'd you do? Read what I wrote?
Yeah, where the way you rearrange things. I gotta change that because they're not at the. They're over at the wheel, so he doesn't have a bowl in front of him.
Yeah. Well, I haven't touched any of that. That's all highlighted a
I
different
got you.
color because it's I haven't touched it. I put a comment on here talking about discuss money.
Okay.
I couldn't remember. My brain's not working right, and I didn't search for it or anything. Was there someone that he didn't get paid for yet?
Yeah. It all comes up. I think. Doesn't Mingo say something before this about he has Carla's and Jay and Henry's money
The,
for him?
yeah, there is mention of somewhere above with the pieces of paper.
Right. Also, he finds out in at some point, unless it's already been cut, I don't know, that he's not paying him. That Buzzard is not paying him enough. Like it should be $3 instead of $2. And Mingo has that conversation with him at some point in time. I don't know when or where, if it's already been. Hang on. Or is it in the section I cut? I think it's in the section I cut. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add that back in at some point in time. Yeah, I don't see it. It must have been in the section I cut. So we're gonna have to do that. But I was gonna have it to where he didn't give him the proper amount of money. Um, just to add insult to injury kind of deal.
Okay.
God damn fly. Fly's getting on my nerves. Yeah. Maybe it was in the part I cut. Oh well. Oh shit.
I
Wake
got
up,
to.
little Susie. Wake up.
I gotta watch tonight's main feature for Final Guys. Still.
And I gotta go to get the CPAP fitting at 1 o'clock. So, anyways, I guess we're done. So thank y'all for joining us. Sorry for all the yawning and everything here at the end, but your boy tired. In fact, I might cry off Twitch tonight. I don't know. Or I'll just take all day tomorrow off. One or the other. I'm starting to get to the point of burnout. But anyways, that's all for today. Thank y'all for joining us. Enjoy your spaghetti dreams. And all hail the chair. Chad, is there anything you want to say? Probably not. Nah, never do. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.